DTPOC March. We are the organizers. I'm Ancha.
Michelle. Ayako.
And we're going to have Donna Yerat Rodriguez who will do the land acknowledgement.
Hi everyone, my name is Donna. My pronouns are she, they, and I'm a staff member.
Slow down.
Oh, I'm a staff member with SisaFire. I'm honored to stand with you today to celebrate the joy and love for queer and trans community and remember the deep history of the peoples who steward the land we march today on. Today we are gathered in what is now called Providence, Rhode Island, on lands that are within the ancestral homelands of the Narragansett Indian tribe, Mashpee, and Wampanoag Indian tribe. We acknowledge that beginning with colonization and continuing for centuries, the Narragansett Indian tribe have been dispossessed of most of their ancestral lands in Rhode Island by the actions of individuals and institutions. We acknowledge our responsibility to understand and respond to those actions. The Narragansett Indian tribe, whose ancestors tribe steward these lands with great care, continues as a sovereign nation today. We are committed to acknowledging and uplifting the long-standing history of the land of the peoples of the Narragansett Indian tribe. We march today through the streets of Providence to remember, thank, and honor the Narragansett Indian tribe's history, rich culture, and lasting stewardship. And ancestors, but also of many African slaves who cultivated this land. We recognize and respect all their enduring relationships to this place, past, present, and future. Thank you.
Okay, so as we shared, my name is Michelle Veras. I use she, her pronouns. And a lot of folks wonder, like, where did this march come from? So just to give you a little bit of history, we came together in 2019 and decided to organize the first march in Rhode Island centered around Dyke and trans people of color, a celebratory space for our community. Traditional pride celebrations in Rhode Island and across the country mirror the larger capitalistic society and mostly focus on white, cisgendered males and are backed by corporate sponsorships. Over the years in Rhode Island, there have been performative attempts at inclusion, but nothing of substance has ever been put into place aside from this march. Woo! Woo! In the years since we started, we've shifted the theme of the march to focus on the issues that are particularly relevant for the communities which we come from. This year, our theme is bodily autonomy, centering BIPOC queer communities' access to gender-affirming and reproductive care. So that's a little bit about where we've been and why we're here today. Okay, three. I got more. Hold on. Okay, so as I said, my name is Michelle. I am queer, I'm Latina, I'm a mom, and I've worked in public health for my whole career. I was born and raised in Providence, and I'm proud to call this place home today. I'm so thankful to be here with all of you today. We're here today in community, in celebration, and in protest. I'm grateful to stand alongside these two amazing organizers behind me, Ancha and Ayako, who I'm also proud to call friends. Our communities have been impacted by the desire to control our bodies on so many levels. And this desire is rooted in white supremacy, capitalism, and patriarchy. It hits us all differently. For some of us, it means that our right to decide when and how we parent is taken away. For some, it means being denied access to life-saving, gender-affirming care. For our children, it has meant being told what books they can read, what sports team they can play on, and how they should wear their hair. For centuries, this country has tried to control Black and brown bodies, queer and trans bodies. But we stand here today and every damn day to let them know we will not be controlled. We know that the power does not lie with these systems. The power lies with us. We will keep showing up for each other because these systems will not save us. We will save us. Everyone here will save each other.
Hello everyone, I'm Ayako, as introduced. She, they, gender, queer, woman, Japanese mom, partner, designer, and also a teacher. Today we gather in solidarity, recognizing that we live in a world where we often feel like we have so little control. From the grip of capitalism to the despair of our economy and the alarming reality of our planet burning down. It's like we're constantly being told who we are and how we should live. Our bodies, beliefs, history, culture, art, and self-expression are losing their autonomy and control on a daily basis somewhere in the country. And that's just not right. Here in Providence, we might not see the immediate threats some of our folks in other places face just yet, but we feel it. And some of us are, in fact, experiencing increased hatred and discrimination. It's because there are people out there who think they can assert control by trying to control us. It's fucked up, and we won't stand for it. In times like these, it's easy to get caught up in our own struggles and personal battles and go about our lives separately. But in moments like this, it's more important than ever that we show up and support each other. We need to lift up those most marginalized and targeted, especially our black and brown women, our trans and non-binary folks. We need to fight for their right to autonomy, to live free from the injustice and oppression that seeps into every aspect of their lives. Now, each of us might have come here today for our own reasons. Maybe it's personal cause close to our hearts. Maybe it's a deep desire to be part of our community. Or maybe we're just fed up with the whole messed up system and want to do something meaningful. Or show up as an ally. Whatever brings you here, remember that making progress requires all of us to keep showing up and never give up the fight for our autonomy. The fight might look different for each of us, and that is okay. Knowing our roles and giving it all our all wherever we can make a difference is crucial. Pride happens once a year, and we've chosen this time during Pride to gather and march together. As organizers, we can only dedicate our time and energy to putting an event like this once a year. But let's be real, our community faces struggles and challenges all the time, not just once a year. That's why I'm asking each and every one of you, especially our allies, to never stop showing up, even after Pride Month is over. Stay committed, keep supporting, and actively engage with local organizations fighting for social justice daily for marginalized communities. I thank all of you for being here today. Almost over, sorry. It's an honor to host this march year after year alongside like-minded folks who share our passion, values, and beliefs. There's incredible power when we all come together, when we unite our voices and our energy. Even if for now, it's just about finding the sense of belonging in a world that feels like it's spiraling out of control. Remember, progress can only happen when we harness the strengths of our collective power. Stay safe and take care.
Oh my God, this thing is so heavy. My name is Ancha, as I already said. I'm a psychotherapist, I'm a mom, I'm a partner, I'm a daughter, I'm Cape Verdean, I don't know. So as I was procrastinating, instead of figuring out what to say, I saw a Rhode Island ACLU post on Instagram recapping their involvement with Rhode Island's first Pride, which was held in 1976. The argument for having the celebration was that the other marginalized groups in Rhode Island were given the opportunity to celebrate their contributions to the state. And therefore, so should people of the gay concern which is how we were referred to back then. In the background, I could hear the chant, gay, straight, white, black, same struggle, same fight. Is it though? Here we are, 47 years later, and the initial concern of not being erased from Rhode Island history has translated into the exclusion of all others who do not fit the mold. White, cisgender, male, in corporate. As I stated 2 years ago, I'm tired. As a black woman existing in this country where aggressions and microaggressions are hurled at me with the same speed that I'm able to get up, not recover, from the last one. So I would like to shout out to some of the folks who recently took part on the continuous beating of this black body in black mind. Shout out to the cis white woman mining from the wealth of indigenous knowledge and columbusing it as interesting and new ideas to be exploited for the capitalistic gains. Shout out to the cis white man who told me while he sat across from me that only 14% of blacks have any sort of intelligence and don't belong in society. Shout out to the performative white queer community members whose actions really show your fear of change in the status quo, which benefits you and dictates your actions. Yes. I am a black, immigrant, queer woman. Notice, black comes first. Yes. Woo! Denial, there goes my son. Denial of bodily autonomy is the ongoing enslavement of black women, who by default have less access to sexual health, reproductive care, contraception, and abortions. When 60% of abortion seekers are black and 50% live below the poverty line, what better way to keep us from self-actualization than to force the unwanted labor of childbearing and rearing upon our already exhausting resource-scarce lives? Already at an economic disadvantage due to centuries of systemic racism, the lower levels needs such as food, shelter, and safety have been denied to us, ensuring that we never leave the hood. But we don't need to worry. The gentrifiers have arrived, and they'll make sure that we do. The war on black bodies continues. 56 black people have lost their lives to police violence alone so far this year. Here are the names of the trans lives lost to violence this year. Aisha Davis, Banco Brown, Coco Dadal, Ashley Burton, Tyzia Woodland, Cache Henderson, Zashi I, Jasmine Star Mack. Rest empowered. Say it with me. Black lives matter.
Black lives matter.
Black trans lives matter.
Black trans lives matter.
Black women's lives matter.
Black women's lives matter.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's Daria.
I can introduce myself. I already do.
Huh?
It's Tiara.
It is? Okay, it's Tiara.
All right.
I was ready to introduce you. Wait, is this working?
Okay, we would like to introduce our first speaker, Rhode Island Senator Tiara Mack. Tiara is the first black queer person to hold this seat in Rhode Island. Senator Mack has sponsored legislation to defend the interests of LGBTQ folks of color in the state, including equitable healthcare, housing, food, and income. Welcome, Tiara Mack.
Thanks everyone for being here. We cannot untangle black liberation from trans liberation. At the heart of reproductive justice and body autonomy is queer justice, trans justice, and criminal justice. We cannot be more than just corporate parades. We must be a wall of solidarity and a movement of allies across movements. Because when queer and trans lives win, we all win. When black lives win, we all win. And when reproductive health wins happen in our state, ensuring that Medicaid recipients finally have abortion coverage after 30 years, we all win. And when we win a comprehensive PrEP and PEP coverage bill in our state, we'll in the nation, leading Rhode Island on a pathway to eradicate the transmission of HIV in the next 5 years. We all win. And when we pass tenant-centered legislation, ensuring that we break the cycle of housing insecurity and homelessness, we all win. And when we build those wins, we create a world where everyone, no matter their bodies, no matter who they love, they have the freedom and the autonomy and the sense of justice and purpose in this world to realize a world that works for all of us. We cannot address the murdering of Black bodies, the violence against our Asian community, the horrible news and the horrible instances of trans violence in our news without acknowledging that many of these injustices start because of systemic anti-Blackness, anti-transness, and anti-Asian hatred. We cannot just highlight these abhorrent actions without acknowledging that they occur within a system that is predicated on violence against our bodies, our Black and queer bodies. Systemic violence is the routine culprit of these national headlines that tell our trans youth that they can't play, or that our intersex youth that they must fit nicely into a box and get unnecessary surgeries as infants. It's the cost of their bodies and their autonomy, and we must interrogate these systems and reflect on how we are complicit in it and undo it within our own communities. It is contradictory for us to place that blame on a select few individuals and simultaneously uphold that same system. I am committed every single day in my legislation to center Black and queer lives because I cannot untangle my own queerness and my own Blackness from the work that needs to be done in our state. And when we organize for our bodies, for our right to freely decide our own paths, we all win. We organize because we have others in our community creating supportive spaces. We organize because the world that we imagine is within our reach. We organize because we can't just imagine that world. We must help create it, shape it, and make what's possible for us possible for others. We deserve to live in a world that values the whole autonomous person. The days are long and the wins are few and far between, but the hope that these wins give us, especially the ones that happened last night in our state house, bring forth the tides of change and progress and resistance that has been historic in our Black and queer communities. And as we go forth in March today, I want to leave with the words of Assata Shakur and repeat after me. It is our duty to fight for our freedom.
It is our duty to fight for our freedom.
It is our duty to win.
It is our duty to win.
We must love each other.
We must love each other.
And support each other.
And support each other.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
Thank you, everyone.
Next, we're going to have Daria. Daria was born and raised in Providence and is an organizer at SisaFire.
Thank you. Do I hold the button?
Yes. Hello, everybody. I'll be brief. My name is Daria Montaquila, and I am a queer Black native of Providence and an organizer with SisaFire. Yes, thank you. We are a growing network of women and non-binary people of color. We are queer, we are immigrants, we are undocumented, and we are creating a vision for our future. Part of that vision is holistic, reproductive, and gender-affirming care and healthcare. We are grateful to be here in partnership with the Dyke Trans People of Color March and all of you. We deserve joy and justice. As queer and trans folks, we are fierce and we are powerful. We are living in our authenticity, and that is a threat to folks who do not share our values, our love, or our joy. We know that there are people who do not believe in our right to be who we are, love who we love, or live healthy, full lives. We gather today as a symbol of the power of our people to demand safe, sustainable communities where we are seen and valued for our whole selves. Where being able to gather doesn't make us question if we will make it home safely. Where we have unfettered access to healthcare, housing, good paying jobs, and healing. Where care is not restricted by someone's opinion on whether or not we deserve it. I am honored to share this space with all of you today as we reaffirm our right to happiness, justice, and care. Today, we march together in solidarity with one another and share in the joy of being our full selves. This march is for us, by us, and we celebrate the queer people of color before us who have made today possible. We thank our queer and trans ancestors and carry them with us as we march toward a brighter future where our right to care, to love, to celebrate, to simply be is not questioned. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your unapologetic demand for joy. Thank you for showing up as you today. Thank you.
Okay, so we are going to get started marching momentarily, but just some reminders to keep us all safe. Please remember, and this is the most important reminder, center and amplify BIPOC, trans, and queer folks as you march and in life. Do not engage with counter-protesters or police. Please take care of each other and yourselves. We can't prepare for everything. We will only be marching in one lane of traffic because we have a smaller crowd, and we have shortened the route a little bit just because of the rain. Yeah. Yes, we are going to dance
Presentation.
Yes, sorry. One other important reminder. We have a presentation which will happen as we cross the pedestrian bridge, so please stop for a moment and take a look at the slides that we've put together.
After the pedestrian bridge, we will end at 1,000 Suns. After that, there's going to be an after party that is actually being put together by Kedulce, and it's going to be at small format. We hope that everyone attends. But yeah, let's get started. 1 second, one more announcement, community announcement.
Hi everyone, so sorry to put a little bit of a pause right before we run out. I just wanted to really quickly address and also let people know about something that is happening tomorrow. And the thing that made me think of this was the phrase that we are not seeing it in Rhode Island yet. That's not true. We are seeing things cropping up in Rhode Island, and it's really important that we find them and stuff them out, because my students, I'm an after-school educator. I am part of a creation of a safe space for queer youth. I'm a Dyke, I'm a trans, I'm a POC. My pronouns are they, them. Smithfield High School, they have, I think it's like, I'm not going to put any information about like the committee or anything. I don't really know. They have branded themselves the Smithfield School Committee. They are pushing a policy. They're using language like mandated reporter, parents' right to know. But really what they are doing is they're trying to make a mandatory policy that any teacher that gets word of a student questioning their gender, wanting to change their pronouns, change their name, use a different bathroom, any of that kind of stuff, anything that has to do with their autonomy of their expression, their gender, their transition options, all that kind of stuff, that they have to tell it to their parents. If their parents don't know, there's a reason for that, and that can be anything from they're just not ready yet to it's not safe. They have not made this policy easily accessible, and that is not normal. Normally, any kind of policy that's getting pushed, it's easily found. I had somebody who came by and talked to us, left, came back and was like, I'm not finding this policy anywhere, and they worked for a legal advocacy office, so they weren't able to find something because we found out about this through Uprise RI, and they have already looked into it, saying that it has already been questioned. Why is this policy so difficult to find? Tomorrow morning seems very strategic that they planned it to be the day of Pride. A lot of people have already said I would be there, except for I'm already fully I cannot leave the thing that I am already promised to. 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Smithfield High School. In the media center, they are going to be holding a public opinion forum. I don't know what the format of that is going to look like or anything like that, but it should be that anybody can show up and hopefully you will be able to speak on it. So if you are able to disengage yourself from some early morning pride brunches, anything like that, if you are able to come, please show up for these kids, because it starts in one city. It starts in 2 cities, honestly, because I've already heard about stuff in Burrville as well. And it spreads further out than that. I have Providence students who are wanting to show up, and we need the adults and the queer people of Providence to show up as well. Thank you so much.